over this Devonshire viaduct ran many trains whose ultimate destination was Cornwall. Unused for over 2 decades, demolition and the selling of over £500,000 worth of granite was seen as the only solution to the problem of what to do with it. But destroying is not the only way out. Straightforward neglect is also possible, as this branch line near St Agnes shows. Overgrown or filled in cuttings and amputated bridges show up as ugly scars, whilst in some instances time has been kinder. Rust, for example, is now the only thing on these rails at Penchuan Beach, once part of a fascinating line which ran into the China clay hills of St Austell. With a 2-foot 6-inch gauge, it boasted the only engine of that size to actually have a tender. The size of the inner harbour gives an indication as to how busy this little railway must have been. But the shifting of the sands eventually silted up the port, and the railway ceased operation in 1918. Not too far away is the picturesque Luxillian Valley. Straddling across its steep slopes is the majestic Treffry Viaduct, opened in 1847. The incline was too much for those early steam trains, however, and it was abandoned in 1874, and Elite now runs under those granite sleepers. The route which replaced it runs through the valley, but was still steep enough to require 3 steam locomotives to pull packed holiday excursions. Further along the line is Bugle. Here another branch was opened in 1893 by Cornwall Minerals Railway. Only 3.5 miles long, it ran to the China clay area of Carbion, but was closed in 1965. Still remaining, though, is 1/3 of a mile of the new Cordledon sidings, where the Bugle Steam Railway are the proud owners of a shunter once used at Devonport Dockyard. With bridges on both sides of their line having been demolished, expansion is impossible. So, rather like giving a dog some exercise, shunter number 19 is given an unglamorous piggyback to a location far more in keeping with the dignity it deserves. Bodmin General has been closed to passenger traffic since 1966. Goods have been running until 1983, the lines remaining in place for the Bodmin and Wenford Railway Preservation Scheme. An example of the GWR's first diesel units is shunted out of the way on open day, August Bank Holiday 1986. The tail end of a hurricane didn't do much good for business, but it certainly provided spectacular pictures. Of course, not all of Cornwall's freight lines have been closed. The Lost Withiel to Foy line, for example, is a very active branch, annually carrying over 500,000 tons of China clay to Cairn Point, its original terminus. Opened in 1869, it had a very checkered career, closing and reopening on no less than 5 occasions. Running alongside the estuary, the line has one of the most attractive views anywhere in the southwest. But passengers have been denied access since 1965. An incredible tourist potential lost to all but the driver of this 68-wagon China clay train. At one time, Froy was in the middle of a line which continued through to the docks at Par. That section was closed to railway traffic in 1968 and purchased by English China Clays International, who converted it into a private road for their own heavily laden vehicles. The summer of 1986 also saw steam operate for the last time at Falmouth Dock, proudly shunting for the benefit of photographers. The engine has been purchased by the Plym Valley Railway Association, who hope to run it on their restored lines near Plymouth. One can only hope that their track bed is a lot smoother. Destroy or preserve, neglect or create. That's the dilemma facing industrialists, politicians and engineers in Cornwall today. At least 2 lines still have trains running on them, but the goods are not minerals or China clay. It's the more enigmatic tourist. The Lapa Valley Railway now runs on the original Newquay to St. Denis line, opened in 1849, one of the oldest in Cornwall. While further eastward, the Launceston Steam Railway operated 2.5 miles of the 35-mile track which eventually terminated at Padstow. Using a century-old engine, with passengers sitting in rolling stock originally built for use during the First World War, this quaint line shows how enterprise and determination can succeed where conventional business acumen fails. Taking the 60 tourists to a picnic area may not have been the intentions of the original owners of the North Cornwall Railway. But by adapting to market forces, steam has returned for the first time in 2 decades, and to the dedicated enthusiasts, that's all that really matters.